KLYC, and we are here at SIP once again. Thanks for being with us today. Come on out. The sun's trying to shine today. It comes in, comes out, but I tell you what, the sun is shining inside here. A lot of good wine, a lot of great food, and good people to get to know. Like Greg here with Marsh Anne Landing Wines.
Hey, it's nice being here today. Sorry about the frog. It was a little noisy in here with the rock and roll band last night, but we've been coming up to SIP for about 10 years now. Marsh Anne Landing is down in the Umpqua Valley.
Okay.
And we don't do what the North Willamette does. We're bringing up Rhones with Syrah and Grenache and Bordeaux blends. But we've loved coming to the festival, being here with all these flying machines. It's truly astounding. And so it's a good event, and I know people come out today. They'll have a great time. And there's a great break in the weather right now, which is a nice thing about the day.
Yeah, it is. Now, you have an interesting story. We mentioned earlier yesterday that everybody has a story. You have a real interesting story. First of all, you yodel.
Oh, I do.
Go ahead and yodel.
Yodeedly, yodeedly, yodeedly. That's a little bit. I actually was encountered by a woman back in Washington, D.C. who worked for Voice of America. And it was back in 1991, and she was working for the Indonesian desk, and she heard me yodeling in the basement of the building. And she told me, she said, I've been so depressed about this Middle East horror, and that yodeling just made me feel happy all over. And so she pursued me and asked me to come over and meet with their staff and be recorded on Voice of America to be broadcast to Indonesia. And I thought, this is crazy. But 3 days later, she found me and dragged me home, and I saw posters of the Old West with John Ford Point from Monument Valley and pictures of John Wayne. And it's like, yeah, and yodeling's part of the Old West, and so that's what she wanted to capture. And so I did a radio interview with them, or a recorded interview, and they maybe 5 or 10 minutes like this, and they broadcast it Indonesian, and 2 weeks later it was they gave me a tape, but it was all a one-take kind of storytelling like this is right now. And it was silly, it was fun, it was nice comic relief from the hard work of going to work every day.
Wow. So you're an Indonesian yodeling star.
I am. I'm an icon. Can you believe that? I mean,
That's a celebrity here, an Indonesian yodeler.
And what was interesting, this connection to the Indonesian desk, we went to gamelan concerts and Indonesian shadow puppet concerts after that. It was an exposure to a culture that I didn't know. It all came because I was yodeling in the basement of my building. I worked for the FDA in Washington, D.C. as a chemist. And we ended up coming to Oregon in 1995 as part of a family reunion. My parents were both mountain climbers. My dad's bucket list was to climb Mount Hood with his 3 sons. And so when we rendezvoused at the 4th of July of 95, my dad was 84, and we had a bunch of family here. My wife and I went to the top of Mount Hood. We saw sunrise from the top of Mount Hood, which was just breathtaking. Went over to John Day Painted Hills, swam in the John Day River. It's like,
wow. It
was a life-changing event. And 6 months later, we came looking for a place to grow grapes that they grow in the Rhone Valley. It's south of Burgundy is where the Rhone Valley is. And I figured the Umpqua Valley was south of Oregon's Burgundy, the Willamette Valley. So 6 months later, we own 109 acres to grow grapes in Oregon. I've never grown a grape. I've never been in business. I've never lived in Oregon. And the grapes I chose to grow weren't being grown in the Umpqua Valley back in '96. They were just, I mean, there was a beginning industry down there, but it's exploded with Syrah and Grenache and Viognier and Carignan and things like that. So
how did you get from the top of Mount Hood? Were you up at the top of Mount Hood and say, okay, I think next we'll grow grapes in the Umpqua Valley, and we'll grow a kind of grape that nobody's ever grown before? You didn't say that on the top of Mount Hood as you were looking at the sunrise.
No. I have a doctorate in chemistry, and I made home wine for the neighborhood back in Maryland.
Okay.
And I had a broker in Berkeley, California, ship me frozen grapes, and I'd make wine for the neighborhood. But my dad's father died at 101. My dad was doing Senior Olympics at 85, and so I just felt like, I'm 50. What am I doing for the rest of my life? And I can retire in 4 years or 5 years. And so we laid out a 4-year plan, bought property, planted a vineyard, and then moved across the country to Oregon, where we've never lived. And so we have 17 acres of grapes down in the Umpqua Valley. Our winery is a cultural destination. We have world-class musicians, opera stars, chamber music, Russian pianists, Brazilian jazz perform there. And our tasting room is also a gallery where we have $25,000 bronzes, 7 fiber artists, jewelers, and painters. So I'm the winemaker. I'm the guy that dreamed this whole crazy thing up, and it's been a lot of fun. You don't know what you're going to be when you grow up, and suddenly you're doing something you should never imagine. So and being here at SIP and being part of this craziness of TV interview, radio, Facebook interview, sorry. But anyhow,
all of the above.
all the above. And for a guy who's young, 72, I'm having the time of my life. And so I love being here, and I hope you can come out and join us. You'll have a great time. And it's the rest of the day till 9 o'clock tonight, and then tomorrow from noon to 5. So come join the party.
What's your winery?
It's Marsh Anne Landing. And Marsh Anne Landing is also mispronounced as Martian Landing. And we actually have a flying saucer on our wine label.
Oh.
So Nathaniel Marsh, on my mom's side, was a chaplain in the Revolutionary War Army.
Yeah.
My wife's middle name, Anne, goes back to Hannah, who married a Hessian soldier. So these are pre-revolutionary family names. Marsh Anne sounds like the French grape from the Rhone Valley, Marsh Anne. So we want to make some Rhone-style blends. And, of course, where we landed to pursue our dreams is Marsh Anne Landing. And so the whole thing led to this brand message of out-of-this-world wines. The music that we do is out-of-this-world music, art that's out of this world. So that's our brand. We're sort of space cadets that having a good time in life. So come share our story.
Wow. There's a saucer. No.
Well, it's been a while since I've been abducted, so I don't want to get into talking about this story. So anyhow, thanks for having me over here.
That'll be for the next interview.
Hey, exactly. I'll tell you the whole story.
Okay. All right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for being with us. So it's Marsh Anne Landing Wines,
Right.
booth number
132.
132. Okay. Catch him here at SIP, and I'm sure he's got more stories he'll tell you.
Oh, I have lots. Thanks so much.
AM 1260 KLYC and the Oregon Pulse Network. We are here at the SIP, and the only thing we're missing right now, my friend, is you.